Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah everybody. Welcome to this little sequence of videos I would like to do where I will share with everybody various techniques that I have learned and adopted over the years of how to conserve water in our daily life, specifically kitchen, restroom and showering. And what I would like to do in this first video, I will start with a certain technique in the kitchen. I'll have a series of techniques. Before that, I think it's worth reminding, although we don't need to, that water is becoming a critically stressed resource in many parts of the world. Even countries such as Russia and United States, which are well endowed with water, there are some places are struggling with water and so on and so forth. So how we use our water very responsibly in the environment is very important. And I would like to also remind people, for everybody, I being a Muslim, in Islamic concept of waste, because waste can be defined many ways, but the interesting way waste is defined in Islam is when you use more than what you need. And that's something I'm going to be emphasizing throughout the series, that how we really could use much less water and get things done that we've been trying to do, or we do, but we end up usually using more than what we need, and that's a waste from a certain perspective. So even if water was not a stressed resource anywhere in the world, these techniques should be good and useful, because this will allow us to use less. Okay, so I will start with a sequence of videos about kitchen, washing dishes specifically. And in this video, I will talk about how to wash oily stuff. You can see here, this is a frying pan. We just fried tomatoes and eggs and very oily stuff in here, so it's full of oiliness. There are a bunch of things I would like to mention. Oil is a little bit harder to clean because oil is hydrophobic, so it stays away from water. And there are many things we end up doing that make cleaning oil worse. For example, if you see the oil is only up to a certain level on the frying pan, it may not be the case here because it's not as deep, we just flood this with water, and so the oil rises and the oil ends up oiling everything. Or we soak it with a whole bunch of other stuff, and then the other cups, this is a teacup or something, it had no oil, but if you soak it together, this guy's going to get filmed with, get coated with oil film. And that means now you have to clean that cup. So oily dishes should always be kept separate, and they should not be stacked, because if you put another dish in it, then the bottom of that dish is going to get oil, and then you again have to work on removing it. But now let's address the oil itself. How do you clean oil? One of the things I want to talk about is here how the water, not just we conserve how much we use, but how we use it. So if we use a lot of soaps and strong detergents, then we are sending that stuff into the environment, and many parts of the world are not doing the full job of properly treating gray water and black water, meaning water coming from kitchens and bathrooms and so on and so forth. And so we want to minimize how much dangerous substances we send to the environment. Most of the time, actually for me, alhamdulillah, recently I've found out 100% of the time, you can use no soap and still clean the oil. How? Many substances in nature are, I don't know what's the word, oilophilic. They can bond with the oil, they can soak up the oil, and often these substances are plentifully found in kitchen. As an example, orange peels, and specifically parts of the orange, are like a used up lemon. A used up lemon still has a lot of this stuff. When you do that, you rub a used up lemon on the oil, it actually starts, I don't know all the chemical and physics reasons, but it starts making it easy to remove that oil. Another great substance for this is tea bags, coffee grounds. Here I'm using, for example, used up green tea leaves from a kettle. We just had some tea. So here's the green tea leaves. There are some mint leaves here too. But the green tea leaves are especially good for that, as well as the black tea, used up tea grounds, used up coffee grounds. They're amazing at just removing the oil. You can already begin to see that the oil is going away. And it's not just because wet or anything. It's actually because the way these things work. If you had taken a wet hand and done that, the oil just stays and the oil ends up just clinging to you. But actually with these things, literally the oil is just going away and getting into these things. And then, you can put these things away into compost or wherever. See how much, after doing a few of these rounds, what you can do is, let me get my bucket. This is a technique I'll talk later about how you can collect kitchen wastewater and use it, but let's not worry about that right now. I just want to see, another thing to talk about later is the amount of water we use. I just want to see if the oil has been taken care of or not. I'm just using the water a little bit more than I would just to speed up the video for you guys, um, you can already begin to see that the frying pan is perfectly clean here. There's no oil. You can literally feel with the finger. There's a little bit left here. I need to do maybe one more round with those same tea leaves and really clean it up. And yeah, so last 4 or 5 years, I have not used soap to clean oil at all. I've not used soap to clean oil. I've used always the kitchen waste. Um, Zucchini peels, they're amazing. Like imagine when you're frying zucchini, right? It drinks up a lot of oil. Zucchini peels, carrot peels, eggplant peels, citrus fruit peels, especially when there's the citrusy part left over in them, like lemon, tea grounds, coffee grounds, tea leaves, used tea leaves, obviously, and so on and so forth. These are amazing. So I haven't finished cleaning it. I'll do one more round and this will be done. But I didn't use a single drop of soap to clean this frying pan from its oil, and that's I hope that we can benefit from this technique.